So when you hear the name Bengaluru, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's a modern tech hub, right? The Silicon Valley of India. But what if I told you that underneath all those glass towers and buzzing startups, there's a history that's less like a business plan and a lot more like a dramatic, high-stakes relay race between powerful dynasties? Let's peel back those layers and see who was carrying the baton first. It seems like every great city has some kind of wild founding story, and Bengaluru's is just fascinating. The legend goes that its founder saw something impossible, a tiny little hare turning the tables and chasing a dog. And he saw that as a powerful sign. This wasn't just any old piece of land. This was a place defined by some kind of extraordinary courage. So, who was this visionary, and what did he build on this brave soil? This brings us to the very first runner in our relay race, the founder himself. Okay, let's bring this legend down to earth for a second and ground it in some history. The year is 1537. A local chieftain of the powerful Vijayanagara Empire, a man named Naraprabhu Kempegowda I, decides this is the spot. And he wasn't just building a small town, he had a vision for a city of victory, a new center for power and for commerce. And look, this wasn't some happy accident. Kempe Gowda had a seriously brilliant blueprint. He put up 4 watchtowers to mark out the city's boundaries. He built a mud fort for defense. He designed these amazing commercial hubs, like Chickpit. And, this is so crucial, he built a huge network of lakes for a steady water supply. It was honestly a masterclass in 16th century city planning, and it laid a foundation that you can still feel today. So, for about 100 years, things were pretty stable. Kempegowda's dynasty ruled. But in any relay race, right, the baton has to get passed. And this first handoff, well, it was less of a gentle pass and more of a forceful seizure. So picture this. In one corner, you've got Kempegowda III, the heir to the city's founder. And in the other corner, you have Shahaji Raje Bhonsle, a brilliant and super ambitious general from the powerful Bijapur Sultanate. I mean, the stage was absolutely set for a major clash. And yep, it all comes to a head in 1638. After a really fierce siege, the city that was founded on a symbol of bravery, it finally fell. The Kempegowda dynasty's rule came to an end. The first leg of our relay race was officially over. So, what do you get for conquering a whole city? Well, Shahaji's reward was that he was granted Bengaluru as a Jaghir. Now, you can think of a Jaghir as like the ultimate performance bonus for a general. He was basically given the city and all of its revenue as his own personal fiefdom. And just like that, Bengaluru had a new master. Okay, so you'd think after all that drama, things might calm down a bit, right? But just as Bengaluru is settling into its new role as a Maratha stronghold, its story takes this totally unexpected turn. This next chapter isn't about war or conquest. It's about a royal wedding that would literally echo through history. So get this, only 2 years after the conquest, a 10-year-old boy arrives in the city all the way from Pune. But this isn't just any boy. His name is Shivaji Maharaj, the future founder of the great Maratha Empire. So, what was he doing in Bengaluru? His father, Shahaji, had arranged this huge, politically massive wedding for him. The groom was young Shivaji, and the bride, Saibai, came from another powerful Maratha clan. And the venue? It was right there in Chickpet, the commercial heart that Kempegowda itself had built. Just think about that for a second. For a brief moment, this event turned Bengaluru into the cradle of a future empire. I mean, this was an incredibly formative period for him. For 2 full years, the young Shivaji lived here, watching his father's administration up close. It really makes you wonder, right? What does a future king learn just walking the streets of a bustling city like this? He's not just a kid. He's learning about governance, about strategy, about the raw, messy complexities of power. So after Shivaji left to build his empire, Bengaluru remained a Maratha Jaghir for decades. But that relay race we've been talking about, it was far from over. In fact, the final handoffs were about to happen with breathtaking speed. The baton was about to change hands again and again. And you can see on this timeline just how fast things changed. After nearly 50 years of Maratha rule, bam! In 1687, the mighty Mughal army, led by none other than Emperor Aurangzeb himself, captures the city. The baton is passed yet again. But here's the thing. For the Mughals, Bengaluru was kind of a distant outpost, a real headache to manage. So they did something almost unheard of. they sold it. For how much? 3 lakh pagodas. The city was basically put up on the market, and the buyer was the neighboring Wadiyar dynasty, the rulers of the kingdom of Mysore. So let's just take a breath and recap this incredible journey. It was founded by the visionary Kempegowda. Then it was seized and nurtured by the Marathas, who even made it a royal court for a time. After that, it was briefly captured by the mighty Mughals. And finally, it was sold to the kingdom of Mysore, which would really pave the way for its modern identity. Which really leaves us with this one big question. A city born from a legend of courage, passed around like a prize between 4 completely different dynasties. So you have to wonder, what is its true inheritance? Is it the original blueprint of its founder? Or maybe, just maybe, it's the incredible resilience it learned from being at the center of so many empires' ambitions.